Hi, and welcome to a 3ABN Today cooking program. We are the Micheff sisters.
I'm Linda.
I'm Brenda.
And I'm Cinda. And we have an incredible program for you
Yes,
today.
we do.
You are
One
going
of my
to
favorites.
love this. And Mom, can you go get Dad?
That's right, because he's going to love this.
He's going to love this. Daddy's favorite?
They probably already have a hint of what we're going to say now, because if you've been watching our programs, you know we talk about our dad and what he loves to eat. So they probably already have a little bit of clue.
Yes, Daddy absolutely loves anything between two pieces of bread.
That's right.
He loves a sandwich. And today we're calling it Backyard Burgers.
That's right.
We have some incredible burgers for you. In fact, I think when you see what we have, you're going to want to make every one of them and invite your friends over.
That's right.
And
have a big picnic.
Have a big picnic and just try all of them.
Well, you know, people know about veggie burgers. You can go to a lot of restaurants now and order a veggie burger, but I think that we've kind of given you a take on a lot of different kinds of veggie burgers.
So you can do a veggie burger bar.
That's
exactly.
We even have a gluten-free burger for you.
That's right.
But you know what? Let's show them some of the burgers.
Good idea.
We're going to start with Monica's. Yes, this is what we're saying. It's a breakfast burger.
And then we're going to have gluten-free eggplant burgers.
Oh, and I think I just love eggplant anyway. And then we have black bean bistro burgers. And black beans are so good for you.
Oh, you know, beans are good for you.
That's
In
right.
fact, we have a triple bean burger.
That's right.
We're also going to have lentil nut burgers.
And lentils, you know, a wonderful legume, good for us. And last but not least, our quarter-pounder beet burger.
Oh. Now,
I didn't say beet.
That don't taste like beets.
Yeah, that's right. And they don't, amazingly, it doesn't.
You don't even know they're in there.
and I can guarantee you our daddy's mouth is watering right now.
Exactly. So, Daddy, don't miss this show. You aren't going to want to miss it.
That's right.
We're going to start off with Monica's breakfast burgers. For this, you will need 3½ cups of water, 1/4 cup of Bragg's liquid aminos or a low-sodium soy sauce, 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast flakes, 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 to 3 tablespoons of maple syrup, 1 tablespoon of ground sage, 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and 1½ teaspoons of garlic powder.
Wow.
Now you will also need 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper and 3½ cups of quick oats. Now, I got to tell you a little history on this. Linda and I were taping Tiny Tots, and we have several families that are regulars. We call regulars because they come for every single segment that we're taping of Tiny Tots. And one of the mothers, Monica Flowers, came over and brought us these hot from her oven, and I ate mine completely right away without even a biscuit or a bun or anything, and I was like,
I saw her. I'll verify that. She ate every bit of it.
And I was like, oh, Monica, I said, I love these. Can I use your recipe and make these on the show? And she goes, oh, yes. She goes, you don't even have to use my name. I'm like, oh, no, you deserve credit for these. These are good.
And we've asked you as viewers if you have a special recipe that you think would be good, a vegan recipe, send it to us. We might be making your recipe next.
Oh, so these are Monica. So I named them. I don't know what she named them, but I named them Monica's breakfast burgers, and they're Monica Flowers. And her children, all 3 of her kids are on Tiny Tots. Well, Tyler just outgrew us this year, which was really sad because Tyler was, I mean, we dearly loved him.
Well, when they get to be as tall as us, that
I know.
That is kind of a problem.
Last season, he was already getting tall, and we were like, just stay sitting.
So what am I doing here?
Tyler, Tabitha, and Tori.
All right.
So, okay. So if you'll crank up the heat, we'll add our water. These are easy, too, and that's what I loved about these. And then we're going to add our Bragg's liquid aminos.
Okay.
so versatile. You can use it for so many things.
Oh, I know. And then our seasonings, just
Okay.
a little bit of the oil,
All right.
the nutritional yeast flakes.
Okay.
Now,
Do you want me to stir this?
yes, please.
Okay.
We'll add all this in.
That's nice.
What?
Yes, please.
And then, and then our maple syrup.
Okay.
And then, last but not least, and definitely most important, the cayenne pepper. And now, Monica only uses a fourth, Cinda uses the whole half.
Okay.
Yes, but that's because Daddy taught you well.
Now, what you want to do, you have the heat cranked up as high as you can.
Go. That's right.
So what we're going to do is let this boil. And as soon as it comes to a boil, then we add the oats. And this is a quick oats. And
So boil faster with the lid. Hand me that pan. This is what you do, folks, when you don't have it handy right here. Look at this, how we improvise. Right here. Boom, got a lid. So.
except you also have a lot of the spices here. So.
Oh, okay, we'll get that in there.
You know, Mom's watching, and I
Yeah,
bet
we
you
got to
anything,
be watching about that.
Mom would have saw that, and she would have said,
It's
girls.
just that Mom didn't waste anything at all.
And still doesn't.
She
No.
still doesn't. She's very, very careful. She gets the most out of everything. Even if she opens a can, every single thing is going to be cleaned out of there because she said, these things cost money and we need to be careful.
I asked her, I said, Mom, I said, do you ever catch us leaving something in the bowl or whatever when you watch our cooking show? She goes, I sure do. I was like, we're trying to be real careful. She goes, yeah, and I hear when Cinda tells me to go look at some too. I'm not. I'm looking at you.
She's a smart
You'd
woman.
love our mama. You really would.
She's so fun.
She is.
And you know what? She never slows down. I mean, I called her yesterday on my way driving up to 3ABN, and Dad answered the phone, and I said, well, where's Mom? Oh, she's in the garden. She's planting 80 tomato plants so she can can them for you girls.
Aww.
Seriously, she's out in the garden planting 80 tomato plants.
She's definitely the Energizer Bunny.
That's right.
Before she did that, she was, you know, stacking wood and, you know,
That's right.
trimming the flowers
And picking raspberry. We have lots of raspberry bushes she has, and so she's tending to those.
Yeah.
And on top of that, she's also our director for Kids Club. She is in charge of all the Kids Club lessons, and God has really blessed this program. Today we have almost 25,000 kids from over 100 different countries around the world enrolled in our Bible lessons right now.
And Mom keeps track of it. She
keeps
knows
track
exactly
of all
what
of it.
every single one, what lesson they need next.
Which one to send to the next one, and Dad gets in the act too because Dad takes the trips back and forth to the post office.
And Mickey Miller grades the papers when they come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of got the idea. Mom doesn't know what slow down is.
That's right.
She's working fast.
Right.
So
So can we just pretend this is boiled good?
Okay. Oh, it is boiling.
See there? Okay, it's good enough. There you go.
We don't have to pretend. Now, see that? So now we'll add the oats, if you'll hold the bowl.
Okay.
And dump it in.
All right.
And add the oats. Now what you're going to do is let this, it looks liquidy, but all these oats are going to soak up this water. And I'm going to let it return to a boil. And then you let it sit here for like 15 minutes, about 15 minutes. And see, it's already starting to get thick. Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's it. And then you form it into the patties?
And then what you're going to do is form it into patties. Now, what she does is she does a 2-inch scoop. Mm-hmm. And you make a 2-inch scoop.
That's
you
about
just
a fourth
form it
a cup,
into a
isn't
little
it?
patty. Yeah. And then make sure you spray your pan. So now you can go ahead and turn it off.
Okay.
It doesn't have,
Spray your pan with some vegetable
We'll just
spray.
put it-
Some veg-
I'll put
yeah,
that
with
back
some
on.
vegetable spray.
A nice little lid.
Actually, you don't have to have even
Don't?
a lid. No.
Well, it was kind of
No.
popping and bubbling, so.
Oh.
I was like,
You're
whoa.
protecting
Yeah,
yourself.
it's like, whoa.
And then you bake them. You put them in the oven, and you bake them at 375 for 15 minutes, and then you'll turn them over and bake them for just a few minutes more, and then about 10 minutes more.
That's it.
And look, she's got one here already prepared for you. Is that not
And
beautiful?
I'm serving them with fresh biscuits from the oven.
Oh,
wow.
And some
And
potatoes.
you serve them
Potato
with
wedges.
ketchup and some vegan cheese if you want. I like them with just
the way they are.
I don't even want ketchup on it. I
Yeah,
just
it's
like it right
delicious.
in the bun.
You know what else is delicious? Is Linda's gluten-free eggplant burgers.
All right, let's read the recipe. You will need a half a teaspoon of fresh garlic, 1 cup of onion, chopped fine, 2½ cups of eggplant, chopped fine or shredded, a half a cup of water, 1/4 cup of Bragg's liquid aminos, 2 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of grapeseed veggies. You will also need 4½ cups of brown rice, 1 cup of pecan meal, 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast flakes.
Wow, that sounds healthy for us, too.
It is. We're going to start out. You can put your water in your hot skillet.
Okay.
And, oh, it's sizzling, so you can
Good.
tell it's hot. And then add all of this, and you're going to cook it until the onions
and the
are tender.
eggplant.
And you know what, folks? I challenge you, because if you kind of like turn your nose up and go, I don't like eggplant yet. Oh, you will not taste the eggplant in this, and they're really, really good for you. So still give them a try.
And we have an eggplant right here. If any of you don't know what an eggplant looks like, this is an eggplant.
Oh, I love eggplant.
Yeah.
And in some countries, they call it aubergine. Remember when we were in Africa? And we were taping we were actually doing cooking demos over in Africa, and one of the ladies, raised her hand, and we were asking for questions, and they said, "Oh, what is an eggplant?" And we were trying to figure it out, and all of a sudden somebody goes, "Aubergine."
Now over in the blender here, we're going to put the Bragg's liquid aminos and the water.
Oh, sure, give me the blender.
Okay, we'll hold
She's
it
our
down.
blender queen.
All right.
Okay, so what am I putting in the blender?
I think
water.
we take turns being the blender queen.
Yes.
What am I
Yeah.
putting? Water.
Water, Bragg's liquid aminos, some cornstarch, 1 cup of brown rice. Like that. And
You want that in there too?
grapeseed veggies. And just so Mom's watching, there's a little bit more. Okay. There we go.
And in the meantime,
She's going to blend that, and I am going to put the brown rice, the rest of the brown
Okay.
rice in here. The
and in the
other 4
meantime, I'm wearing essence of onion.
You smell good.
Okay. Okay, watch out.
Good?
What? What'd you say? Make sure I get this
See,
down
it doesn't take very long. And then we're going to put the pecan meal, and that's, you can see it's ground up really fine, and the nutritional yeast flakes.
Okay.
And you can put more nutritional yeast flakes in it if you want.
Okay, I'm going to give it a go one more time.
All right.
All right, mission accomplished.
Okay.
All right, good job. Now you can pour that in here.
Now, for this eggplant, you grated it? Is that what you did?
I
raw?
grated it.
And it's raw.
It's raw.
You peel
Okay.
it first?
I peeled it. I grated
Did you
it.
salt it?
I didn't salt
A
it.
little big piece here I'll take out for you.
No, I didn't salt it.
Okay.
Oh, I did sprinkle a teeny little salt in the water, but I don't usually do it.
Okay.
Only because it had to sit so long, and
Okay.
it turns really brown if you don't. So if you have to use it ahead of time, you soak your eggplant in water with a little salt.
All right.
But
We want
normally
the whole
for the
recipe here now.
But
Come
normally for the recipe, I don't.
on. All right. Did you hear that?
Yes, we don't want to give these folks a Hollywood recipe.
Exactly.
All right. But I don't usually make it that way. It's just that I had to do it today.
All right.
All right. How is that just about done?
Yep. You ready for that in here?
Yep, we're ready for that in here. Let me get my
Okay.
little gloves on.
Back up. Back up. You're coming through. In fact, I think I'll use this one. And
All
get
right.
all that.
Well, I have to confess,
You want to spray the pan?
I tasted her samples, and they were delicious.
Well,
They were really good.
Well, I have
Awesome.
friends, my friend Jan Lanaville and Paris, Lisa Budd's little granddaughter, they can't have anything with gluten in it. So I always like to think of you know, my friends and fixing stuff.
Seems like more and more people are becoming gluten intolerant, so it's good to have.
Now you're just going to
options for
mix
ya.
all that up,
Okay.
the blended ingredients.
That just looks like fun.
And I love to
It's
wear
also
these.
hot.
I love to wear the kitchen gloves because it keeps it just makes everything cleaner and more sanitary when you're mixing, and it also keeps your hands clean.
I also measure out about 1/4 a cup, and this is probably about 1/4 a cup. And I just, so I get, you don't have to, you can make them any way you want, but I just kind of measure out 1/4 a cup and then just kind of barely pat it, you know, like that. So you lay it on the tray, put it
Now,
together.
do you spray the tops again?
I'll spray the top with a little bit of the on
Non-stick
it.
cooking spray.
Put it in the oven
you
at
go.
350, and until it's, you know, about halfway through the baking time, I just flip it over, and that's all you have to do.
Wow.
That's
So
it.
good.
Okay.
Okay, what's next?
Well, I think it's my black bean bistro burger.
Oh, yum.
For this, you will need 1 large onion, 2 cloves of fresh garlic, 2 cups of fresh mushrooms, 1 15-ounce can of black beans, 1/3 cup of sweet yellow pepper, 1 tablespoon of McKay's chicken seasoning, 1 teaspoon of parsley flakes, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin, 2 cups of quick oats, 2 cups of Pepperidge Farm stuffing mix or breadcrumbs, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1 tablespoon of Bragg's liquid aminos, 1 tablespoon of vegan Worcestershire sauce, 1 cup of almond milk, 4 Morningstar Farms vegan grillers thawed and crumbled. And this is really so easy. I've already taken the step of, I've had the onions already sauteed with the garlic over here just to save a little time, and it smells wonderful. And sis, I'm just going to ask if you will just crumble up. These are the...
I love that bowl.
Oh, you know, thank you, sis, for that. I just have to thank Beverly Rose. She's been a wonderful friend of mine throughout the years. And every time she tells me, and of course viewers have written to me too, they say I'm notorious for always putting too much stuff in a bowl, and it's always spilling out when I stir. So Beverly Rose sent me this bowl, and she emailed me to make sure I got it, and she wanted to make sure, she said, this bowl, nothing's going to spill out of it. So Beverly, thank you so much, and we're going to use this bowl today, and I'm going to try to make you proud. Okay?
Okay, so you want me to crumble?
Crumble the burgers in here, the grillers. And these have a wonderful flavor, and they help with the, you know, with the seasonings too. I'm just going to put them in there like that, and you can throw that away, sis. And I notice how she's got those gloves on. Sis, since you have those gloves on, we're just going to let you mix that all thing up today. I mean,
I tell you what.
You won the prize today, sis.
It's okay. I like to keep busy.
You want this
well, there
in
you
there
go.
too?
In a minute, she's gonna finish crumbling that up, and I really like to make my burgers nice and big and large too when you eat them. So I love summertime, to have a nice burger in the summer, but you can enjoy burgers anytime for any season.
I keep burgers in my freezer at all times.
With no eggs.
And with no eggs. You know, the oats that we're going to put in, and also the bread crumbs act as a binder. So that's why we don't have to have the eggs. A lot of people think you have to have all these eggs in it to bind it together, but you don't. We promise you, you don't.
And in the gluten-free burgers, then I used cornstarch.
Yes.
And also some brown rice blended. That helps.
Okay.
I
so
keep several
you're going to
different-
mash some of these beans in there too. That's why I was waiting for you to.
I keep several different kinds of burgers in my freezer, and when my meat-eating friends want to go to a burger joint, I take one of my burgers and I heat it up, I put it in foil, and I stick it in my purse. And then when I go with them, I order one of their buns with lettuce and tomato, and I stick my burger in. Okay?
Okay, now we're
keep
going
going.
McKay's chicken style
The
seasoning.
blending machine is working hard here. Just keep it going.
There we go. All right. See, she's doing a good job, sis. Just keep that up.
I am a blending machine here.
All right. Here we go. And now we're going to make it a little more difficult for you.
No.
Oh, you can handle that. Now we're going to put in the onions.
Oh,
Okay, back up 1 second. I'm going to put these in right here. And all right, that's okay. Mom didn't see the rest of those. Okay, so and then we put in our breadcrumbs. Now I like to use the Pepperidge Farm stuffing mixed breadcrumbs because
Has good flavor.
it has a good flavor. I love
Yeah.
the seasonings in it. If you don't have it, you can just use regular breadcrumbs or Italian seasoned
Or
breadcrumbs.
I have friends that make their own breadcrumbs. You
That's
know,
right.
they make homemade bread, and then they'll take their older breads before, you know, it gets real stale, and then they kind of make their own breadcrumbs, and they keep those in their pantry.
Okay, and put our almond milk in there. And now just squeeze that really closely together. And this, if you've got kids, this is really an awesome job to
this would
make
be
these
great
with your
for
kids.
kids.
They really do. They love it. We're working on a new cookbook right now for Kellogg Corporation. And my grandsons, I was talking to them on the phone, Michael and Jason, they said, Grandma, can we help you create recipes for the new cookbook? So they're going to be helping me in fact, this coming week, they're going to be working with me. I said, absolutely. These are the kind of jobs I like to give them. You know, get some gloves on them and let them just go at it.
Oh, kids love it.
They do. Okay, now, sis, since you're doing such a good job, you can spray that over there,
How
Linda.
big a patty do you want me to make?
I like to see a nice big size patty. I like them to see them nice big, so you got a little bit of your burger sticking out of your bun when you serve it. So just form it into a nice patty and pat the
That
sides
big?
together. Yeah, that's good size burger. I like a good,
I don't
meaty
think you
burger.
need much else if you eat a burger that big.
Oh, goodness.
That would fill me up.
And then put it on the pan, and you can bake it at, depending on how hot your oven is, you can
Boy,
bake
that
it.
is one
One big
king-size burger.
That's right. Look at that. And you can bake it for at 400. If your oven runs hot, do so at 375 for about 15 minutes, and then spray it with a little nonstick cooking spray. And then you're going to flip it over, and you're going to do the same thing again. And and you're going to bake that until it'll be nice and crispy and it's tender inside. And when it's all done, look, I've got one already plated for you here. We've got it served with some sweet potato fries. And
I love sweet potato fries.
I do too, and these have been seasoned with just a little bit of Cajun seasoning and just give it a little spice, and they're delicious. And I think, whoop, we slap that down there. And the next burger we have is Cinda's, I think it's your
Oh, my triple bean burger.
That's right.
Oh, let me read the recipe. For these, you will need 1 15-ounce can of black beans drained, 1 16-ounce can of garbanzo beans drained, 1 16-ounce can of dark red kidney beans drained, 2 cups of short grain brown rice cooked, 1 cup of fresh grated carrot, 1½ cups of finely ground walnuts, 1 3/4 cup of fresh or dried breadcrumbs, 2 tablespoons of ground flax seeds, 2 tablespoons of Bragg's liquid aminos, 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast flakes, 2 teaspoons of Veggie-Cell or an all-purpose vegetable seasoning, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, 1 medium onion finely chopped, 1½ cups of water, and 1 teaspoon of McKay's chicken style seasoning. These burgers are packed full of nutrition.
Yes, they are.
Okay, I'm going to grate, you know what? I'm going to let you grate some carrot.
All right.
Because
Okay.
you want them finely grated, you don't want them, and you want to so you do all 3 of them because you're
All
going to
right.
do a cup of carrot.
And we're missing the red, but we have some color going here.
Oh, no,
Yes.
no, we got red right here.
Oh, that's
That's a
right.
deeper
kidney
red.
beans.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is she? Yep.
Because you know what
You're
Linda
good.
is famous for saying. You know what she's going to say.
True. You need to color your plate like a rainbow.
There it is.
Because then you have good nutrition. You don't have to worry about, oh, you know, am I not going to get enough nutrients or, you know, whatever. I need to have good nutrition. But if you have all different colors, all different textures, all the things that God's made like that, and you look at your plate and it's full of things like that, you're like, I'm getting a good meal.
That's right.
Well, you can rest assured you're getting a good meal here. Hey, sis, I'm going to put you on blender duty. I need you to, we need to put these in the blender.
Well, he doesn't want to stay in there, but that's okay. Do I put what, my water?
Just a touch, because that's only if because sometimes it won't blend up
touch?
good. Yep, that's good.
Okay.
And so you'll blend, you don't really have to blend them separately, but it works better if you do, because otherwise they just don't blend up good. So
I'm doing this first?
uh-huh.
I'm grating away.
Do I put this in it?
No, 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 no.
No.
I'm building up some good muscle here.
I hope I can blend it. Are you ready for a takeoff?
I can skip the gym tonight.
Oh,
Well, you could take off, but it might be better if I plug it in for you. What do you think?
whoops.
Make sure the lid's on.
I got the lid under. No! I need some more water? Wow, that was a wild ride.
What you do, it doesn't have to be totally blended, but let's do one more, just give it one more little
All right.
spin there.
This thing is wild.
That's good enough. I said that's good enough.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, how you doing?
I'm working on it.
Okay, we're gonna add this,
All right.
and you could.
Those garbanzos are so good.
Oh, I know. I love them.
This is different
Well,
than
you know, I
hummus.
was going to say,
I like to make hummus with garbanzos.
That's right. And I love hummus. My husband loves hummus. In fact, in the evening, he doesn't like to eat a heavy supper, so a lot of times he just wants to, you know, to have some pita chips and some hummus.
Okay, let's do the,
and they're
do
really
the,
good.
A little bit more
kidney
water?
beans, a little bit more water. You know, my daughter Katie is such a good cook.
Yes, she is.
And she gets really adventuresome with hummus. She'll make it with, I mean, lots of different kinds
Talk
of
loud.
beans. All right. But she makes it with lots of different kinds of beans. She puts in like spinach. She'll do she gets really creative with her hummus, and it's so good.
I like the ones she makes that are fat-free.
Yes, she does. She does a fat-free hummus, and it's delicious. So, that's good.
That's what I was thinking.
For those of you who haven't met Katie and would like to see what she looks like, Katie was our Kids Time cook. She had Cooking with Katie. She has a cookbook out called Cooking with Katie that you can order right here at 3ABN. And she's she's an amazing cook, and you are going to love her. But here's how you can still see her, because on Monday nights it's called Kids Time Classics. Here on 3ABN you can watch Kids Time, and it's if you watch Kids Time on Mondays, that's Kids Time Classics, and Katie is on every one of those programs. So you can still see Katie. Of course, Katie looks a little bit different today.
Okay, she's all right. Fine job. So now I'm going to tell you what I've done with the onions.
Let's see here. I'm going to need a paper towel over there.
I took the onions and I put them in like a glass baking dish, or actually I did a glass pie plate. And then I put in a half a cup of water, a teaspoon of the Micheff chicken seasoning, and stirred it all up. And then I cooked the onions. Thank you. You can just put them right in here.
All right.
I cooked the onions until they were clear. And so that's what this is. And I like to do, add a little bit of flavoring when and water. And then you don't have to use a soy margarine. You don't have to have the fat of the margarine and oil. And your onions get a little bit of flavor when you add just a little bit of seasoning. And you can use the type of seasoning that you want to, that you're going to use it in your, whatever your dish you're cooking. So that's what this is.
Yeah,
this is the onions.
Okay.
Boy, you guys are doing a fine job over there.
We're trying to make you proud. I mean.
Awesome. See, you don't have to see how you've got lumps. Here's some more. You've got some beans in there still, and that's fine. So I'm going to do the Bragg's liquid aminos.
Okay.
And then your spices. We've got your Italian seasonings, and the nutritional yeast flakes. Oh, that was flaxseed too that I just put in.
I was wondering about that.
I added flaxseed because there's
so good for you, one thing.
It's so good for you, and you won't even notice it, and you've just added a whole lot more nutrition. And this is the, can see they're finely ground walnuts.
You know, I love the flavor that nuts give any kind of veggie burger.
And they're so healthy.
And they're so healthy for you. It's a healthy kind of fat.
Here's your breadcrumbs. Now, I like to use the short grain brown rice.
Okay,
And,
now
there
time for the gloves, sis.
Here.
Go for
All
it.
right. I just happen to have another pair in
Yes,
my...
she does.
Gotta be prepared. Nurse.
There. I love wearing rubber gloves for cooking, but you know what I've started doing, because one thing that I just hate to do is gas up my car. I hate that smell in your hands. I carry a thing of gloves in my car, and that's what I use when I gas my car up.
You would.
I do.
You know, in where Mom and Dad live, they still have the gas station that does the old-fashioned come out and fill your car
Yes,
for you.
not very many places
Wow.
like
And
that left.
they always take Zeke, their dog, with them, and our brother's dog, Hopper, and Ken's dog, Hopper, and they sit in the back, and when those two dogs drive into that gas station, they start wagging their tails and their heads go to the windows, and the lady always comes out, and she brings them 2 dog biscuits. And they know every single time they drive into there, they know they're going to get that. And plus, they don't charge any extra for filling the car up with gas.
What? You know, that's customer service.
Wow,
Exactly.
that's
That really
cool.
is. That's a really cool thing.
I don't
to
know
be
what
doing.
they'd do if I brought my 2 big dogs with me.
Cinda's dogs look more like
They take
horses.
up the whole car.
I have 2 of the big Great Pyrenees dogs, and they're like 110 or more pounds each. They're like
They'd have
horses.
to give them more than a dog biscuit. They need
Yeah.
some of these burgers.
I'm
or
not
something.
really a dog fan, as most of you know, and if you've read my bedtime story books at all, in volume 1, there's a story called Maxwell, the Kids' Time Dog, and I share in that story about I really have a fear of dogs. And so when Cinda got her great big dogs, she got them as puppies. I decided I had to, if I wanted to visit my sister, and I do, I had to make friends with her dogs, and I was fear and trepidation. So you know what? I don't go near her dogs without treats. So they leave me alone now. I come to and I'm going to give them a treat. I run for the treats really quick, and then I hurry in the house real quick.
Now you just put them in the
Okay,
patties?
if you'll hand me this half a cup thing. I use a half a cup measuring, and I put it in. And if you'll spray the...
I would, but I think I left my... Oh, no, here it is. Okay.
So I use this, and I just pop it out like that. And then you spray you kind of see how nice I like it. I like to use that. Yeah, it makes a nice patty. Now, you don't want to leave it real thick, so I'm going to thin it out just a little bit. And now you'll spray that again. And then you will bake that at 375. You'll bake it for 20 minutes, turn it, spray it again, and bake it for another 20 minutes. And voila, there it is.
And the plating is done by our
special
friend.
Jeremy.
We have to tell you, we have a precious friend here from New Zealand, Jeremy Dixon. He's an incredible chef. He's got 2 really great...
And his wife, Verity.
Right, and they have 2 incredible restaurants in New Zealand called Revive. And he happened to be here, and he helped us in the prep kitchen, plating up our...
he's amazing.
Yes, he is. He's plating up our dishes today.
They're just nice
if you've
people.
seen some of the creative stuff, that's Jeremy's touch, and he is really just an awesome chef. If you get to New Zealand, you want to go to Revive Cafe.
Are you hungry?
No, I think it's time for our next recipe, which is Linda's Lentil Nut Burgers.
For that, you will need 4 cups of lentils, 3 cups of seasoned breadcrumbs, 1 cup of walnuts, 1 cup of brown rice, 1 small onion, a cup of morinu tofu. Actually, we'll need a package of morinu tofu, 2 tablespoons of Bragg's liquid aminos, 1 teaspoon of McKay's chicken seasoning, 1 teaspoon of McKay's beef seasoning, and that's all we need. All right. I love lentils. And
I do too.
Don't you? Do you remember how Mom...
I don't think I'd sell my birthright for it, but I love them.
All the way back to Bible times.
I wouldn't sell my birthright for them, but I love it because you can make a big pot of soup, lentil soup.
That's right.
And then you can bag it and freeze it. And then anytime you want to make lentil nut burgers or you want to make
Little
loaf or anything else, then you have your lentils. And I don't do it with a lot of the soup juice. I mostly take the bulk of whatever when I freeze it. I don't really have a lot of juice in it.
You know, when my husband Joel, they were in surgery and they were, I guess as they all do, they were all talking and they were talking about their favorite meals. And some of the doctors were saying filet mignon, and they were talking about all these special meat cuts. And my husband goes, I love my wife's lentil loaf.
What did they say about that?
And they were like, what?
I love your little loaf too.
I love lentil.
It's actually Mom's recipe. I can't take credit for it.
We've made lentil loaf, lentil muffins,
Right.
you know, lentil hors d'oeuvres. You know, I always have frozen bags of frozen lentils in my freezer,
Well,
ready to
you
go.
know, there's been friends that have said to me, you know what, you don't eat meat, so how do you get enough protein or you know, or whatever? And we don't really need as much protein as everyone thinks we do. But when you take lentils and then you put brown rice with it, you are getting complete protein. And
Yes.
it's just
wonderful.
amazing how God already made it so we don't need to eat the meat and things like that. So
And you're
it's
getting
good.
brown rice and lentils
yes,
with this today, right?
We
I
absolutely
happen
are.
to see that in your container over here. See, I was
Right.
looking ahead.
So sis, if you could put the tofu, Morinu tofu, and I've got some right here that you can see what it looks like.
And
Okay.
All right.
Now what?
And the onions. And then we're just going to put our seasonings in there and our Bragg's liquid aminos, which is really a soy sauce like.
yes,
But it's not fermented.
Nope.
All right,
Are you
let's
ready?
blend it up.
And plug your ears, everybody.
Yes, blended till the onions are blended.
What?
That's good.
That's good.
That's good. Woo! All right, now we're going to put our lentils in a bowl, bigger bowl.
Okay.
And we're going to take our seasoned breadcrumbs.
Okay.
And we have our chopped walnuts. Okay. Oh, I love walnuts.
I do too. And walnuts are really, really good for you.
And then we have our brown rice. And then we can pour that mixture in. And while they're pouring the mixture in, what did I do with my gloves?
Well, I have another pair for you, sis.
I put them somewhere. All right, here we go. Thank you.
Okay.
There you go. Almost got it all.
That looks good.
I wish they'd invent a food processor or blender that would like
Pour it from the bottom.
that it would eject the food out.
Oh.
You know, like you push a button and it just came and just went slide it all out.
Well, sis, maybe you could work on something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
There we go.
invent it.
All right, now we're just going to mix all this together. And as this sits, it does thicken because it so absorbs the breadcrumbs.
I meant to tell you about that on my Bistro burger too. If you let that set for 5 minutes before you start forming the patties, it will absorb the breadcrumbs.
And I meant to tell you, if you let that burger set there on that plate any longer, I'd have eaten it.
Oh,
she
yes,
would've,
she
too.
would've.
And there, you all wouldn't have got to see it because I was taking a big bite.
Of course, if Daddy was here, he'd fight you for it. So. Hey, Daddy, how you enjoying the program so far? Which one do you want to try?
You probably one of each. I know, Dad.
Now, you know, you can let it sit for a little bit.
It looks pretty good now, like it's
Can you
formable
spray
even.
the pan?
I sure can.
And then I'm going to use, since I don't have a measuring thing here, I'm going to use this
Okay.
bowl. Like Mom said, you just use what you have, and that's what we
right.
grew up with.
Yeah.
what she
You don't
taught us.
Improvise, improvise, improvise.
You just use it up. So see, it does make a little, this makes a big burger, so you can make a bigger burger.
And just form
There
it
you go.
into-
Yeah, you spray the top, or we've got a littler dish here. We'll try that one.
Okay.
So you
here's
really
one.
can make it any size that you want.
I know.
That's right.
That's the beauty of it.
Right. Stand back.
It's coming out.
Oh, there you
All right.
And that's a little, I like those scoops that you use. It makes it really nice, you know.
You know what I love?
There we go.
I love
Okay.
how she serves it, because
Mm-hmm.
you can put it anything, serve anything with it that you want. But she got this idea.
You're really going to want to
have
try it Linda's way.
sauteed mushrooms and onions
Yes.
with it. Oh my goodness.
And I was brainstorming with our chef, Jeremy.
Jeremy
and
Dixon, that's right.
He's amazing.
And he plated that. Is that not
Yeah.
incredible?
You saute mushrooms, and on top of the mushrooms and onions that have been sauteed, you can add chopped tomatoes, diced or chopped, and put them on top, and then garnish it with some basil leaves.
Oh, I
that
love fresh
beautiful?
basil on a sandwich. Oh,
Well-
I may have to go try that.
We might have to hold her back, hold her back, hold her back.
Come in play, come on. It's calling me.
All right, well, first we have, before we let her get into that burger, I'd like to show you my quarter-pounder beet burger. For this, you'll need 1 large onion, 2 cloves of fresh garlic, 2 cups of brown rice, 1 medium beet, 2 cups of quick oats, 1 15-ounce can of black beans, 2 medium sweet potatoes, 1 tablespoon of Micheff's chicken-style seasoning, 1 teaspoon of parsley, fresh or dried, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1/4 cup of ketchup. Now, I have already pre-sauteed the onions and garlic to kind of save a little time. And so, so that's ready. But I wanted to share with you where I got the inspiration for this burger, because this has beets in it, and I hadn't really thought about beets in a burger before, but it's really awesome. It gives you a lot of nutrition. It doesn't have a lot of any flavor. You're like, if you say, oh, I can't stand beets, I don't like beets, don't worry about it. It's okay, because you won't notice they're in there. And it colors the burger so it resembles a little more like a regular hamburger. But recently I was in Australia, and I was with some very good friends of mine, and they had taken me to this restaurant to have lunch, and we all ordered this Bistro burger. And I was so amazed. This thing was huge. Cindy, you thought that burger was huge that we had before? Well, this thing was really huge. I couldn't even eat it all, although it was
That was my question. Did you eat it all?
Well,
I probably could have.
Well, I was really amazed. Apparently, my friends eat there quite a bit, and they love it. And I was staying with the Fong family, and Gail Fong was the mother, and she has 2 beautiful daughters, Sharissa and Marlita Fong, and then also Sonia Katiski was there, and I don't know if I said her name right, but I've got to learn it because she's our new praise time coordinator, Sonia Katiski. And so anyway, we're all at this restaurant, and these burgers came out. I was just amazed when this huge platter came out with this huge burger. And
Did you think it was for everybody?
Well, yeah. I was like, oh, surely not one person's going to eat this. But you could save it for later, I guess. But oh my goodness, it was wonderful. And I was amazed. And when they said there was beets in it, I was like, what? Beets? And so when I was creating this recipe, I thought, oh, I'm going to try to recreate that burger. And I don't know if I got close, but I really love this burger.
Well, you know what?
I'd have to compare them, side by side.
Maybe you should go back and try another one.
Well, actually, I'm going back again, just in a couple months.
There you go. You can try it again.
I should try again. It'll be my 3rd time in Australia this year. Only this time is going to be extra special. Our mom is going with me. I'm speaking at a women's retreat in Victoria, and our mom is going to go with me.
She'll be fun. And it's so fun to travel with.
She is, and it's the very first time that Mom's been with me, like a mother-daughter trip, alone in ministry. I'm just so excited about it. So.
I love to put beets in. My Texas burger in our last cookbook, I put beets in. And honestly,
I totally forgot about that, but you're right.
Yeah, I love to put beets in my burgers, and I roast them myself. And I love the flavor of fresh roasted beets.
Wow.
And it will add a lot. I mean, and if you don't have time, you can you can just buy the canned beets. But I roast them. My daughter Katie got me me doing that.
And I don't even like beets, and I loved your burgers.
They had beets in them.
That's what I'm saying. You won't notice the beets in here.
You won't.
And one thing I was going to add to Cinda's, I love being at Cinda's house on Sabbath for Sabbath lunch. She has the most amazing salad bar, and she will have some of those roasted beets on your salad bar.
Because
love
it's
them.
colored like a rainbow.
No, it truly is. But my daughter Katie got me roasting fresh beets.
You have
And
a lot of color going on at your house when
Yeah.
you
Yes.
put food out. Yeah.
And on her salad bar, there's everything you can imagine. Believe me, you're going to find something there you love.
That's right.
There's something for everybody.
Yeah, I don't make prepared salads anymore. You know, I like where you have a bowl and you choose all the ingredients. I like a salad bar.
Okay. And you know what I love? I love a sister that mixes so well.
I have a feeling
she
my
really
name's gonna
is
be
such
called
a great
here.
mixer. And so, sis, why don't you just put on those trusty gloves? And I think she would be perfect to, well, I'll just add these ingredients. And
I wonder what Grandma would think if we put gloves on and did
Oh,
something like that. She
Now,
always had to have these
what
spoons.
you need that for? You don't need. God not give you glove. You, hon.
But
you.
they really are. It's a really
They are
nice
easy.
sanitary way to when you're mixing with your hands like that, and also it
And
protects your hands.
I love cooking with Grandma.
I know.
And she loved it when we tried to talk Hungarian.
She's eating my ingredients. Hey, mix, mix, mix.
Those are so good.
Yes, they are. I love sweet potatoes. So you're getting beets in this recipe. You're getting oats. You got brown rice. You've got the beans.
Don't forget the onions and garlic.
You've got onions. In fact, sis, back up a second. And we'll go ahead and.
You want this?
And I do. And we're just going to those right in here. And that's good. Okay. And put those right in there. And then I'm just going to add some of the fresh parsley, and this is fresh parsley that we put in here, and the McKay's chicken style seasoning, and lemon juice, and here you go with the cayenne pepper.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
don't forget
one.
that.
And Worcestershire sauce, and you know that is a hard name to say, isn't it? Worcestershire. And I struggle with that, even though. But
Yes, but you coming from Boston shouldn't have a problem with that.
Here's how I found out. Our friend Bobby Davis, who works here, he's from New England as well, and I used to live out there for 20 years. And Bobby told me how to say this and how to remember it, because out there in New England, outside of Boston, there's a town called Worcester. Now, you don't know to call it Worcester unless you live there, because it doesn't you don't pronounce it like it's written. So he knows that I'm from New England, because we both live near each other. So he knew. He said, Brenda, just think about Worcester and then Shear. Worcestershire. And I was like, okay, Worcestershire. I can do that one.
I like to associate things.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, I was going to get this right here. Now we're going to put that in.
Ketchup?
Cut our ketchup in. And now you get to squeeze in those sweet potatoes. And there you go.
Is amazing. That is a lot of good nutrition
go.
in there.
Right there. And now she is. We spray this pan with a little nonstick cooking spray, and you want to squeeze some of those potato chunks down, but you don't have to squeeze them, completely, but just a little bit. And now look at this I want to see, sis, how this beautiful, hold some of that up. Look at that, how beautiful and red that is. Now, to a meat eater, they're going to think that's really beautiful, because it's, looks red, like that would be if it was raw hamburger. And yet, it just colors it.
Smells good.
Yes. And so now you're just going to shape that into a patty. Now, these are called my quarter-pounder beet burgers.
All right,
And
then
so-
let's just do this.
That's more than a quarter pounder.
There you go. Anybody hungry?
That looks like a 5-pounder to me.
I think I could eat that one.
How about a quarter-pounder? Take a quarter of that. And maybe a little bit less. And just shake that into a nice
That's still
patty.
a healthy sized burger.
Let's see how big that is. Maybe a tiny bit less. That's still a little bit big. Yeah. Now that's looking better. You might want a nice, big, hefty burger.
And actually, you can make it any size you want it.
Yes, if you don't want them to be quarter pounder, make them smaller. It's not going to hurt nothing. Nice and round. And look how she's, I wanted to show them how you're rounding up the sides and the shape of the burger. See how she rounds that up so nice? And then put that on the pan and flatten it down a little bit. And isn't that really... doesn't it look delicious?
I like
ready?
it.
So all you do is you're going to spray it now with a little nonstick cooking spray. We're just going to give it a shot of that. And again, you're going to bake it at a 400-degree oven for about 15-20 minutes, and then turn it over, spray it again, and for another 15 minutes or until it's nice and golden and crisp outside. And when it's done, then you're ready to serve it and plate it up. And again, we want to thank our chef, Jeremy Dixon, for plating this up for us. And we've chosen to serve this with lettuce, tomato, avocado on top, and then some home fries that with the skin still on them that you could dip into a little ketchup right there. Doesn't that look good enough to eat? And that's on a big, huge onion Kaiser roll. And doesn't that look delicious?
I think I'm ready. Well, you know, we have 5 cookbooks
That's
out,
right.
and filled with equally delicious
That's
recipes that you are going to want to try. So here is how you can get your cookbooks.
If you've enjoyed the recipes today and would like to purchase your own copy of one of their cookbooks, including their new cookbook, Family Favorites, you can write to 3ABN, Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois 62896. That's 3ABN, Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois 62896. Or you can call 618-627-4651. That's 618-627-4651. If you'd like to contact the Micheff sisters for speaking appointments or concerts, you can do so at their website at micheffsisters.com. That's MICHEFF sisters.com.
Hi, I'm Brenda Walsh, and I have some exciting news to share with you today. 3ABN is launching a brand new international children's network providing spiritual programming for kids 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I have accepted the position of general manager of this new network, and I ask for your prayers as we go forward with this incredible undertaking. We believe there is very real need for consistent, Christ-centered programming for children. We will focus on programs for kids of all ages, from tiny tots all the way to preteens. We'll have programs featuring a wide variety of topics, such as nature, music, science, cooking, health and exercise, and even mission trips. We'll have family worship, Bible-based parenting tips, and something I'm personally very excited about, children's church and Sabbath school. This will bring the church experience to kids who might never have had a chance to attend in person. Just imagine, each Sabbath morning we can bring every division of Sabbath school into the homes of children, from cradle-roll to early teens. You know, the enemy is working overtime trying to steal our children, and now is the time to develop God's character in their hearts and minds. We need to spiritually feed them and arm them with God's truth. Our desire is to help children fall in love with Jesus and encourage them to share Him with others. But here's where we need your help. To make all this possible, we need to build a new studio, complete with cameras and a control room and some highly technical equipment. We'll also need edit bays, sets to tape the various programs on, and so much more. All of this is very expensive, but the good news is that this is God's network and He knows exactly what is needed. God doesn't need us to finish His work, but He allows us the privilege of working for Him, and that includes financially supporting His projects. If everyone gave just $20, we could start building our studio right away. Of course, for those of you who can afford to give more, please give generously. I ask you to prayerfully consider supporting 3ABN's new Kids Network. And if the Holy Spirit impresses you, please send your tax-deductible love gifts to 3ABN Kids Network, Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois 62896, or call us at 627-4651, Monday through Thursday during regular business hours. Thank you for all that you do for the Lord and His children around the world.
Now, wasn't I right? Didn't you all have fun today and enjoy this?
I know
And
we did.
You know
It
what?
was fun.
I'm sure you're already scheduling your outdoor burger party.
That's right. That's right. And in fact, I was going to tell you on my quarter pounder beet burger, that was actually in Sydney, Australia, at a restaurant near the Opera House, and that's where my friends took me to eat. So that's where I learned that. I didn't learn. They didn't give me the recipe, but that's where I got the idea.
Well, and you know what? That's one thing that this is for you, is ideas.
That's right.
So you can take and add any toppings that you want and serve it your favorite way. You can get creative too.
That's right. And sometimes just even some of the condiments that you put on there can be different. Like you might want to put chili sauce on it, or like a Mexican type burger, you could put hot sauce type of things on it, or a taco sauce.
Salsa, sriracha.
That's right.
That's a hot sauce that's so good.
That's right. Or a Thousand Island, a vegan Thousand Island, or a vegan ranch, something like that.
Another
so
thing I like to do is I like to drizzle it with some teriyaki sauce and put it on a grill, and then grill some pineapple slices with it, and
now
some jalapenos.
That's right.
Dad, come back. We're not done with the show yet. We're going to show you what we've done one more time.
That's right. Oh, look, this is absolutely.
Oh, this is Linda's burger.
What is the name of that, Linda?
That's your gluten-free burger.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
a
Eggplant
gluten-free burger.
Oh, and this is the triple bean burger.
That's right. And I love how Jeremy plated that too. It's so nice. And then we've got that quarter pounder beet burger.
That's right.
That'll fill you up, I'm telling you. Oh, but you could start up with breakfast and have your breakfast burgers.
That's right. And you can have burgers all day long.
And little nut burgers.
Oh, I love
with those caramelized onions. And last but not least is my black bean bistro burger.
That's all the time we have for now. May all your
Your meals be seasoned with God's love. Bye-bye, everybody.